This episode of the podcast is brought to you by patreon.com/lightscameranonsense. Visit patreon.com/lightscameranonsense to help support your favorite new movie podcast. Now, let's roll that reel. Hi everyone, it's me, your benevolent DM, Zach, jumping right in here at the beginning to just give you a heads up that about 40 minutes into this episode, we of course have some minor technical hiccups. Wouldn't be a Lights, Camera, Nonsense episode without any. And then this time it is in the form of us sounding like we are in the middle of a museum hallway. Just some echo here. I don't think it's too bad. I tried to do some reduction on it, so it hopefully doesn't blow your eardrums out. But apologies up front if it becomes a little bit too unmanageable for some to keep listening. But hopefully you are able to stick out through the rest of the episode. Like I said, it's around the 40-minute mark. It does die down a little bit near the end, but the bulk of it is in the middle. So just wanted to give you a heads up, and hope you enjoy the show.
It's literally the opposite of gross. I can't even see the couch. I gotta look over.
I know.
That's alright. Should have found some flies. It's like all my conjecture. I know.
It's a genealogy.
No, it's
like
like
all this phlegm in here.
it's like literally every time I swallow, I'm like, that's not all. All right. And the date. There we go. We don't need a clap sync. You know why? One stream, baby. One stream. Oh, that's captured on yours, but not mine. That's all right. This whole fucking day doesn't make any sense. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm looking up. It's hi, Dad. It's Lights, Camera, Nonsense. Okay, sorry. Professionals. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lights, Camera, Nonsense, where we give you all the latest movie magic you may have missed. I'm Nick, accidentally drove through a car wash this morning. Simmons.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, at least you got it cleaned, I guess.
Yeah, but I didn't want to spend the $5.
Oh, well. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah.
And I'm Zach Punished Smith.
Punished?
Yeah, it's a new hairdo I'm rocking back here. I just seen an eye patch and I'm good to go.
Oh, you're going for a pirate thing.
I was thinking more like Punished Snake, but yeah, I can do pirate too.
I gotcha. So I thought you were going more like samurai thing.
Oh yeah, that's way cooler.
Because they do that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm Zach.
It's too late.
Oh.
You're coming off more as a BDSM freak.
Damn it.
I'm Zach. 50 Shades of Grey is my favorite movie.
That's too
Smith.
real. That's what I don't want people knowing that much about my personal life.
And on March 6th, 2021, let's roll into the previews. But before we do that, make sure to just wonder what's going on right here.
Oh God.
We're here in person, Zach.
We are. We're sitting next to each other.
Far too close.
Well, we're both healthy, and we, not
healthy.
Yeah. We've taken precautions.
Yes, we have. We have. But
we thought this would be like a little special thing, that we could do, and maybe try to roll back into normal proceedings now that we're not,
Yeah, our state is kind of going through a thing right now.
Yes, yeah.
So for those of you that watch us but are unfamiliar where we record in the state of Texas. Yeah. I don't know what this was.
It's the magical land of Texas where literally nothing that you do has any effect on whether you live or die, apparently.
Yeah. So masks are not a thing for a lot of people anymore, but we are safe and we are careful and we are taking this seriously as much as I kind of just want to go to hell. Get out. No, I need that finger to flip off other people.
What will I do when I only have one middle finger? I can't do the Steve Austin thing. I only have one.
Oh, what
just looks silly.
What a dated reference.
Dated? Well, yeah, I guess it's...
I mean, is he still wrestling?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
No, he's got a shattered ass neck. He's not doing anything.
Yeah, he's just sitting at home crashing beers together and drinking it on his porch alone.
He's about as fucked up as you can get without actually dying.
Ooh.
So now he's just doing podcasts.
Actually, I would say Jackie Chan is probably the closest thing to dying without actually dying.
He's still doing that shit, though.
I know. That's the insane part. All right, fine. I'll withdraw Jackie Chan from this Steve Austin conversation.
Yeah, don't put the legend himself in there.
First of all, in a fight between Jackie Chan and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Jackie Chan, obviously.
Okay, thank you.
We're arguing the same thing.
Wait, them today?
Absolutely.
Or in their prime?
Well, okay, so...
This is a movie podcast, by the way.
So, back in their prime, what would happen is, they'd kind of, like, do their normal thing,
tackle and grapple.
Steve Austin do a Louise press, and,
yeah.
Punch me. Holy fuck. Oh my god!
Holy fuck! Keep it recording, I swear to God. Oh, okay.
What even happened there?
I don't... Okay, so... Just keep recording. It's
a trash fire. Little garbage.
Keep talking about Steve Austin and Jackie Chan.
Yeah. He do Louise press, or is that right?
I don't know, man. I haven't watched wrestling.
He'd jump on him and punch him in the face a couple times, and then Jackie Chan would kip up, and when you like handspring up from the ground.
Yeah.
Is
that what it's called?
Yeah, kip up.
Okay.
Yeah, and Steve Austin, sensing this, would automatically go into a so-called center, which Jackie would then sell out super hard. He'd like tumble backwards a couple times.
He would do a couple backflips.
Do a couple backflips, but then he'd like hit the ropes and then punch Steve Austin a couple times. You like do the whole like reaction defense thing he does. So he'd just be like kind of flopping all over the ring.
I feel like your mic isn't picking up any of it. You're looking at me and like going back and forth.
I'm really.
If you have to, just pick it up, man.
Yeah, I'll just pick it up.
It's not heavy
because I'm gonna keep looking at you. So
that's way too close. It's gonna get in your beard. How many podcasts have we done together? Don't.
How off the rails can we get before?
Zach, let's roll into the previews. You dick. What have you been watching?
It's been a minute, but probably the biggest thing that I've watched, or the things of note that I've watched, was obviously we've both been up to date with WandaVision.
Yes.
So we both finished that last night.
Yes.
That is a great show. It slid a little bit more into like kind of your standard Marvel movie fare near the end.
Towards the end, yeah.
Especially the last episode, you had a bunch of kind of ongoing conflicts and actual fights.
Lasers and flying people.
Yeah, things you would expect from a Marvel movie. But ultimately, I think it's a pretty good experiment in something generally more toned down and chill. Yeah. For the MCU, it's a lot more character focused and internalized than what we would theoretically be used to, or not. What we would be used to, not theoretically. But.
So I have two pretty big loaded questions. Okay. One was gauging the reactions on how people were reacting to the finale. They were kind of disappointed that it wasn't as like big or bombastic. They weren't surprised with one last minute twist kind of thing. Like they were expecting. Who was it? It was Mephisto.
Yeah,
Reed Richards at one point.
Oh, that's so fucking dumb.
The Quicksilver Fox being the actual Quicksilver from the Fox universe. A lot of this just like so, and I'm sorry, I have a bit of allergy thing. So I apologize I apologize if I stop mid-sentence. But a lot of the people that were disappointed by it were saying that it's like, oh, it's a 7 out of 10 episode, or it's a 5 out of 10 because my theory didn't turn out to be true, or the stuff I read online didn't turn out to be true. Did you feel like, overall, over the course of the season, that it was a disappointing show?
No, absolutely not. I think you could say, like, oh, well, Mephisto didn't show up. All my online fan theories were incorrect. But I think that's actually a positive to the show,
Yeah.
Like, would it be neat to see Mephisto in there? For sure. Am I glad that they took a similar but different route?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it when MCU is... I think the MCU functions best when it does what it can to relay generally the same kind of story from the source material, but then twist it in its own way.
Right.
I get how maybe some like super fans would be like, no, I want to see exactly the same thing on the screen that I read in the book.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like seeing a different take on it, as long as it makes sense and functions properly. I
think and I totally get where the people are coming from, because we've had 23 movies at this point, or 24, however many, to kind of build up these characters. And yeah, Wanda and Vision have only been in a few of them. They haven't been in the entire MCU.
I'll tell you what, WandaVision. I'll tell you what, WandaVision. I would hope it would do this just by the name alone. It should be doing this. Made me care a whole hell of a lot more about Wanda and Vision than I ever had in a movie.
That's true. Yeah. They basically turned what would have normally been a gimmick for any other kind of show and used it to not only explain a character's frame of mind, / psyche. That's the same thing, kind of. While also kind of intriguing you with questions upon questions about, like, what is this? Like, it's giving you a new question with every new episode.
Yeah. It's a very, we talked about it before. Maybe it might have been on the Lost episode.
Yeah. So
part of the reason why, actually all of the reason why it's been so long since a new episode has been uploaded is because we have just been having a cavalcade of technical difficulties over and over again with
cornucopia, if you will.
Yes, a cornucopia of technical difficulties, which is part of the reason why we are here today.
Yes.
Also, we just enjoy each other's company, go figure. But we are, well, at least I do. I don't know about Nick. Maybe he secretly hates me. I don't know.
That's why I'm here.
Yes. That's what you do with people you hate, right?
You get closer.
You spend more time with them.
Like, you want your enemies and your friends closer, so that someone can be your frenemy.
Yes, absolutely.
There's a phrase
be like a friends to lovers sort of situation.
Yeah.
Or enemies to lovers, rather.
Don't make it sexual.
I completely lost track. Oh, yeah. Technical difficulties. Yeah. So we did do a huge Valentine's Day special that was really fun with D. Fielder on here. And unfortunately, that has been kind of lost to the ether. Might be able to salvage some of it just by work of some magic, but that and some other technical anomalies and bullshit. That's why it's been so long. So,
or we just hate the holiday.
That's true. Yeah, we needed a break because even though I'm in a very happy marriage and loving relationship,
I love how you're turning this around on me.
I'm not. But why would I hate Valentine's Day if I'm in a healthy relationship?
People in couples that are in healthy relationships we're not going to make this a relationship.
Welcome to the relationship podcast. I'm sorry, I just peeked the fuck out of the mic there.
Yeah, don't get too close to what I say. How many episodes have we done?
Too many to be making the same mistake, but also
it's not our fault.
Now it's just built in, right?
Yeah. Like it's part of it.
We can't change it. Do you even remember? Oh, yes. So I was saying it might have been in that Lost episode, but WandaVision is a very like Lost style setup.
Right.
Where you have an episode and you have a question. By the end of it, you might have some glean on what that answer to that question may be, if you don't just have the answer outright.
Right.
But then you get like 2 more questions.
Similar example is you feed the audience a question while answering a different question.
Right. Yeah.
And then it's a constant trade back.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, just for an example, right? Like in episode, I think it was 2, you had the beekeeper guy crawl out of the sewer, right? And then in episode 4, might have been 3 actually, I don't know, soon after, 1 or 2 episodes after that, you get the answer to that.
Yeah, it's almost immediate.
Right. But then you have other questions on top, like what the fuck is this huge fucking force field here?
Yeah.
Who is this person? What's this military guy's deal? You know? So, yeah.
They managed to fit a lot of content to keep us not only enjoying other Marvel properties and even having some other people go back and watch previous movies.
Absolutely.
I have friends who have told me that I went back and watched Age of Ultron because I had no idea who Wanda or Vision were.
Yeah. Casey and I actually had the same thing. She's never seen the first Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So...
She's like, I don't know who this Jimmy guy is.
Exactly. Like, Jimmy, what's he going to... Oh, well, you got to watch both Ant-Man movies.
You got to watch all 4 seasons of Fresh Off the Boat. Same actor, different thing. Good show.
Yeah, so it's absolutely functioning in a way that I would think they would have wanted it to, where it's like you're building so much, you're building new stuff, but it still has that foundation from the old things. Which again, I think once again this was something that got lost in ether on the Valentine's Day episode, but I talked about how comic books do this too. It's the same kind of format. You know, you have different runs by different people, and they'll touch on, you know, like backstories or things that happen in different runs, and that'll cause people, new readers, to go seek out those old runs.
Right, and it's essentially what we have now. It's just in video form.
Right.
And hopefully that expands to the point to where we're like, oh shit, which movie was that in?
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
No, it's already there.
It's a fun thing. It's a fun problem to have.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and especially, you know, things like this always favor people who are there from the beginning, right? So for us, it's really fun. I could feasibly see how, you know, someone jumping in now would be like, fuck, 23 movies?
Yeah. 23
movies.
That's a big barrier. That's about as big as Wanda's barrier.
But then, you know, at least if you... it's like the fucking Tommy Wiseau laugh. It's so funny. It's so funny, Mark.
Bye, doggy.
You're my favorite customer. Oh God, can we do just a podcast episode on The Room?
I guess we can. It's gonna be a lot of me doing this.
I don't know if we've talked
in both cameras.
We might have talked about it on Nicknames Movies before, but my bachelor party, the thing that I had us do was sit down and everybody watch The Room.
We could have had strippers.
I fucking love that movie.
We could have had strippers.
It's so ridiculous.
The one of the few real world opportunities where you can like justify strippers.
I made the right call. I'm confident in that.
I'm clipping that.
Yeah. All that to say is, you know, WandaVision's good. I thoroughly enjoyed it all the way through. I don't like people. Yeah, you talk about people like wanting more bombastic type action and stuff from like episode to episode. It's like, have you watched TV ever?
Have you watched any of the Marvel movies? Like 70% of those movies are building up to those scenes.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why they're so well crafted and why people still appreciate them is because it's not just explosions and magical beams every single minute. It's because they lead up to those scenes.
Right, and then you end up caring about the characters.
Right.
There. I remember when I watched Endgame the first time in theaters, and it was actually our pilot episode of Nicknames Movies. Do a lot of callbacks today, I guess.
You know, a lot of callbacks to
the
version 1.
The dead version of the podcast.
Yeah.
But that was our Endgame spoiler cast, and I talked about how one of my favorite parts of that were the quiet moments.
Yeah.
Because you've had all these movies and things to build up where you are invested in these characters. So I don't necessarily need all the explosion. And, like, granted, I'm not, like, the biggest action guy ever or anything like that.
Boo.
But, I enjoy those more when, those quiet moments more, especially when I like, or I know the character's history.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, now you're skipping. Now you're skipping the... it's still new to me. Now you can skip all of that with Marvel Legends on Disney+.
Oh, shut up. Don't even talk to me about Marvel Legends.
Oh, man. Was that the last episode or was that the episode before? That was the episode before.
They've only had 2 episodes for Marvel Legends.
No, I'm saying the episode before the last episode where we talked about Marvel Legends releasing in anticipation of WandaVision.
Yeah, it was the one before that.
Yeah, because we've talked about your disdain for that premise.
So dumb.
But here's the thing. Like, that gets rid of the barrier for... Does it?
I still contend that you could watch both of those episodes of Wanda and Vision and come away with it with basically nothing.
Okay, so let us know in the comments of the YouTube channel or email us in with WandaVision questions at lightscameranonsense.com. Because I would like to get feedback on this about whether or not there was a barrier before or after watching the Marvel Legends stuff, or if you didn't even watch it because you didn't even know about it, because it's just a glorified clip show.
Yeah, it's not even on the front page for Disney Plus anymore.
It's a secret like back corner. Like here's the.
I mean, granted, it's
glossary.
It's a clip show, so like I don't know why you would advertise that, but yeah, there it is. Anyways, that's that. And did you have anything else to add on WandaVision?
I thought the finale episode specifically, and I guess because we have that lost episode, the last 2 episodes, we could just talk about it overall.
Yeah,
I think. As a standalone series, it's a great series.
Yes, absolutely.
From start to finish. It's consistent. The lowest point of that series is that was an episode.
Yeah. I don't think it ever got below that was a good episode. Yeah.
Nothing really exciting happened, but whatever. I do want to point out that a lot of people, my second point from earlier, was that a lot of people got pissed off about the boner joke. That was kind of the...
I saw people were pissed off that
How does he have powers? Like, did you not see her rip off the necklace?
Yeah.
Like, that, it was a spell.
Yeah.
So, magic, man. Magic.
People get pissed off for the dumbest fucking things.
You know what? Fuck you. All right?
Shock. People get pissed off for
people get pissed
shit.
off?
Yeah.
How dare you?
I know.
People? How dare you?
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's fun, man. Like, just fucking chill out. Like, I don't know.
Just chill out. That'd be cool.
It's fun. It's fun in the way that, like, say, Rise of Skywalker wasn't, where it was like not giving a shit. Yeah. This like the whole Quicksilver thing.
Yeah.
Was like an in joke. Like, see what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny, right? Like, that's for the fans. Whereas something like Rise of Skywalker is so fucking hacked to pieces that I don't even know who that's for.
It's so the funny reason why you use Rise of Skywalker as an example is because both WandaVision and Rise of Skywalker have this not fandom. They have this history. They have the history with the audience. Star Wars Episode 9 obviously having a much longer history and definitely a bigger impact on the world overall as a franchise. But the problem with the Rise of Skywalker was that it answered no questions from its predecessor.
Well, it didn't make any fucking sense.
And it didn't make any fucking sense.
No fucking sense.
We've already talked about it.
I'm not turning this to another fucking...
Anyway, WandaVision was pretty good. You're definitely going to want to watch it if you want to watch any future movies, in particular Captain Marvel 2 and Doctor Strange in the... what is it? Multiverse of Madness. I almost said Mountains of Madness.
Different
thing entirely.
No, maybe not.
You think we're going to get Cthulhu in a Marvel movie?
You think you wouldn't see Cthulhu in a Doctor Strange movie?
I think we would get probably an Eldritch-type monster.
James Wan? Or Sam Raimi, better?
You said James Wan?
I said, no, James Wan is it.
Oh, yeah. No, No.
Yeah, I know. I corrected. I said Sam Raimi.
Oh, yeah. Sam Wan?
No. Shut up.
So, I'm interested to see where they go from there. I think that a lot of what Doctor Strange is going to be is building up Phase 4. This is Phase 4, right? It started with Spider-Man Far From Home.
WandaVision is the first part of Phase 4.
No, Far From Home is the first part of Phase 4.
No, Far From Home is the first, or the epilogue. It's so fucking stupid. It's the epilogue of Phase 3.
How? It doesn't, like, it...
When they have the collection, the Infinity Saga...
Yeah.
Of the 23 movies.
Yeah.
Far From Home is in there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, then
and
fuck
they
me.
Specifically say
Pardon
it's
my
like
French.
the epilogue for Endgame.
That's dumb. It's not a book. It's an entire movie, but you're going to categorize it as an epilogue and a saga?
Take it up with Kevin. I don't know.
Damn it, Kevin.
There's something wrong with
Never
Kevin.
trust a Kevin.
Mm.
Kevin McAllister, Kevin Smith. I'm trying to think of other Kevins.
Kev on stage, comedian.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know who that is. Anyway, but if you're interested in expanding your knowledge on the Marvel Universe, first of all, catch up with the movies, and then watch WandaVision, because the 2 post-credit scenes. What'd you think about those?
Yeah, I mean
It's just more tease.
Yeah, I mean like. It's a little unfair for me to judge him as oh, I didn't see that coming, because I mean like the stuff that's in there to me reads like stuff we are like us that
we're
following already expected.
I think people were expecting that kind of stuff in the show itself, not in post credit stuff. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, have you been paying attention since 2008? Like that's what they do, is that's how they tease things, is in post credit scenes.
Yeah, I mean it's both of them are basically, like you said, they're lead-ins to the next movies.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, nothing too surprising. No, I won't say. Okay. I was going to say something, but it's kind of a spoiler. So, if you haven't seen it, I don't want to get into that. But
for sure. I think I already did spoil it a little bit before.
You just mentioned that it's leading into Captain Marvel, too.
That's fair. All right.
Yeah, but, I mean, considering that Multiverse of Madness and Captain Marvel 2 are...
And Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Don't forget they announced that as well, which will involve the Skrulls, will involve Nick Fury, and Ben the Mendo Mendelsohn.
Yes, Big Mendo.
Yeah, Australia's own.
Yes.
Anyway.
You think he has that tattooed on an arm or something?
Ben the Mendo Mendelsohn. Like his full name. Ben Mendelsohn, but the Mendo in the middle.
They call him the Mandalorian.
I was waiting for how long that was going to take. Zach, what else have you watched?
So the other big thing I watched was Raya and the Last Dragon,
which just came out yesterday as of filming.
Mm-hmm, yeah, yeah, it's the new animated Disney movie.
Yes,
it stars
Kelly Marie Tran,
Awkwafina. And Awkwafina. Yeah, those are the big. The
I didn't recognize
headliners.
the other voice actors, but I'll do that real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Raya is basically kind of going on a big adventure to save the world. It's the most basic way to summarize that.
One of the oldest, one of the oldest ways you can tell a story. It's the hero's journey.
Exactly. Yeah.
Getting all of the magical pieces to save the world.
And then there's a character flaw. You can't trust anyone, so you gotta learn to trust people. You know,
Did you not like this movie?
No. I'm phrasing it like that. It just, on the face of it is a very kind of standard sort of layout.
Don't expect a lot of twists and turns.
Yes, what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
There's nothing crazy in terms of plot going on. However, fucking gorgeous.
Beautiful movie.
Spectacular imagery, direction, art direction. Just one of the prettiest fucking things I've seen.
The world, I want a TV series of... I wish Raya and the Last Dragon was a TV show rather than a movie.
I'll take both.
Or both.
I hope it succeeds well, so we can get more. Because the world building is great too.
Did you be honest? You got Avatar vibes from it.
A little bit at the beginning.
Just a tiny bit.
At the beginning, I did.
It's the martial arts. It's the
and
fantastical universe.
You have your different kind of clans and stuff all throughout the land, and they're torn apart, and they got to come back together, that kind of thing. So again, the basic premise of it is nothing new,
right.
But the execution is I thought great.
Some of the Yosemite
Sam, yes.
Some of the cinematography in this film is just jaw-dropping.
It's I
It's
can't
very
say fantastic enough.
It's very like kung fu film kind of looking.
Definitely. You have quite a few shots that are reminiscent of like old samurai films,
and even some old westerns too. Yeah,
exactly. Just
what'd you think about the voice acting?
I thought voice acting was great. I did have moments where I thought the dialogue or the scripted dialogue itself felt a little wonky. Maybe not like as precise or fresh as I would have liked in places, but I can't judge it too much on that because at the end of the day, it is a kids movie, so you're gonna have those like kind of weird pacing issues and jokes to kind of like Awkwafina's got to say something funny right now, that kind of thing.
Awkwafina didn't fit as the dragon for me.
It was it was a little weird when she first showed up.
Yeah,
but I think not even halfway through I had already adjusted.
You move past it. You adjust to it. Like I got used to it. But and it happens every so often with a Disney film. But there's always one actor in the movie that's just like seems off.
Yeah.
Like I know you tried to cast very specifically probably for an Awkwafina type of actor. And okay. It came off just weird to me at first, but then I got used to it. And you get kind of involved in the story.
Yeah, I think eventually I just kind of like equated her style to that character, so it's like that's that character.
I mean, especially and like small weird spoiler, but she gets a power part way through the movie to where her character transforms into a human.
Yeah, it's not even like it's not even halfway. It's like 15 minutes into the movie. I feel like, and maybe 20.
Like they modeled the characters a lot similarly to the actors that are voicing them.
Yeah,
like as much as you can Disneyfy a person, but yeah, and I thought that was really interesting, and it kind of got you more involved in the character's performance because it makes it seem more like you're watching a live action actor as opposed to it's just very realistic. The foliage, the water effects. Yes. Well, it's a very beautiful film.
The animation itself is like so fucking. I know, like we're talking about a Disney movie and be like, oh, the animation is a little ridiculous, but yeah, I mean it's really fucking crisp. Yeah. I don't know what you want me to say. Just gorgeous.
So they released it in some theaters.
It was a partial theater rollout if you have theaters open in whatever area you're in, and then it was a released side by side on Disney Plus as in the Premier Access.
Premier Access, so you have to pay the $30 to watch it at home.
I'm gonna say it. Should have been the first Premier Access movie.
Yes,
instead of Mulan. I think the idea of Premier Access would have taken off a lot better if Raya.
This is an easier sell than Mulan.
Absolutely, and just better quality
and less controversy.
Yeah. just you know what? Check mark all the way down the list.
Get out of here, Mulan. Sorry, we didn't like Mulan.
So I like all the ensemble characters that they have in there. Con Baby's great.
Oh my god, Con Baby! I'm like, this movie is somehow selling me on Boss Baby, and that's a different production company.
Yeah.
Like, why do I want to watch a baby heist movie now?
Con Baby, Boone, the boat chef, who's actually like a 9-year-old boy. It's really funny half the time. It's like.
Baby geniuses.
Yeah, baby geniuses. Big call out.
I'm sorry.
I will say I was a little. They do what they can with him, but the guy that they find in Spine, halfway through the movie, he's really funny. Yeah. And I really like him, but I do feel like he kind of got shortchanged just by virtue of being so kind of on the last leg of the movie.
Yeah.
Because you go from there into...
That's why I'm saying it would have been better as a show, because you would have been able to stretch out a lot of these ensemble characters, or the characters that Raya meets along the way on her journey.
Right,
yeah. They would have gotten more backstory, because like I said, this is Avatar: The Last Airbender smooshed into a 2-hour movie with better visual effects.
Yeah, I mean, you even have your like Zuko type character in there.
Yeah, the anti-hero.
And the fight choreography too.
Fantastic.
So fucking good.
Like how are they doing this better than most live action movies? Like insert Liam Neeson movie.
Animation. It's funny that you mentioned this. There's a big hot topic when Ahsoka showed up in
Hot Topic.
Hot Topic. I don't know why this is Hot Topic.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like, is this what we do? We don't have checkered hats, all right? We don't have black shirts. We're both wearing like the same shirt.
You don't have Jinko jeans or anything like that.
No, I actually I haven't worn those in a while. They're still in my closet, man.
You should probably get rid of those.
So many pockets. It's a bit musty in
there. Fuck, you keep on mentioning things and it like super derails my brain. And
I'm sorry. You're the one who brought up Jinko jeans.
No, you brought up Hot Topic.
Oh, no, you brought up Hot Topic, and I just went, and then you're like, oh, derailment time, choo choo.
Train off the tracks.
Train analogies are my bread and butter.
I was saying with Ahsoka, when that she first showed up in The Mandalorian, there were a lot of people coming off of Clone Wars who were like, I don't think the choreography is as good as Clone Wars because she can't do like all her flippy shit and all that. Well, you do know the limitations of live action, right? Like, you can't just like...
She can't just be flip... I mean...
You can't have a person jump up 30 feet in the air.
The reason Yoda did it in Attack of the Clones is because he's not a real person. It's not a tiny man flipping around on wires.
Yeah, they have Frank Oz, the puppeting like, to the rafters.
Old, short, bony body. No. Anyway, but Raya's good.
Yeah, it's great. I would definitely say if you're thinking about doing the Premiere Access, watching on Premiere Access, I think it's worth it, especially if you got a family.
It's definitely worth it if you have a family. If you're just on your own, then if it's just you, we've done a whole cost analysis breakdown on the Premiere Access thing a couple times. If it's just you, obviously, like the cost ask is a little bit higher, $30 for one ticket, essentially. But yeah, if you have a family or you have someone to sit down and watch it with you, maybe split the cost. I definitely think it's again what they should have led with when they first debuted that service. Obviously, I think what they were trying to wait on was hopefully they would be able to premiere this in theaters, just in theaters. Right.
And, we talk about the cinematography and the shot composition so much on this movie already. But there's a reason why they probably wanted to show it in theaters. I mean, it's so breathtaking and artistic that, like, if you had been able to watch this on a big screen, it would have been, I think, just mind-blowing.
Well, fun fact for you, like a good 75 to 80% of this movie was done remotely.
Yeah.
So this was all done on somebody's computer at home. Or not all of the movie, but like there was a large team of animators that all worked from home during the COVID-19 pandemic to help finish this movie. And to see this on the big screen, in a perfect world, we would have been able to see the accomplishments of their work on a bigger scale. But at the same time, paying to see it in Premiere Access and safely in your own home is the best way that you can enjoy and appreciate the art and work that was done in this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. So. I think it's also worth noting, talking about the production of it, you remember a while back there was a whole thing about how they had to basically scrap what they had and rework it. So the fact that what they came out with is as good as it is I think maybe that might have something to do with some of the dialogue problems that we're having.
A little still like this line seems out of place kind of thing.
That might have a lot to do with just the process of reworking things,
and maybe some ad-libbing too to fill in the gaps, because you could tell Awkwafina was definitely trying to.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's part of the reason why you hired her too.
And also, because she uses that's her brand of comedy. Yeah. I just mean like it worked well, and that's another reason why they probably hired her on.
Right, but all that to say, the fact that the quality of what we got is as high as it is it's kind of surprising, honestly.
Yeah. Top 10 so far.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's only March.
Well,
And, you know how I am with kids' movies, but...
Well, if anything, that's a bigger sell.
Exactly. No, that me saying all of what I've said about Raya and the Last Dragon is a testament to how much I don't normally go out of my way to watch animated kids films. But everything about this movie kind of clicked for me, so there you go.
But that is all for me. Nick, did you have anything else that you
watched? No. For the first time in Lights Camera Nonsense history, we have watched the exact same number of things as well as the thing. Yeah, so I mean, we watched other things in the gap between the last episode that premiered and this one, but I forgot. So
or it's things that like we're just watching for comfort or whatever. I've been rewatching the old episodes of the Muppet Show.
Right.
The original
on
variety
Plus,
show is on Disney Plus now, so I've been rewatching that and having fun. That Simpsons, normal rotation stuff.
Cool. But same thing for me. Just watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Let's see. Yeah, just whatever. There's a documentary on Netflix about like early 1500 or early 16th century Japan and like how Oda Nobunaga came to power and all that, his whole story. And I was like, that's kind of interesting. I don't normally gravitate towards documentaries, but I was like, I watch a lot of anime and they reference him a lot. I'd like to know a little bit more about.
They do reference. It's almost like he's an important historical figure.
He is. He's one of those.
I'll have to get the name of that from you because I like documentaries and I like.
It's like a 10-part series too.
History, so
yeah, cool. Yeah, wasn't that a whole episode where you?
I talked about Japanology.
Japanology,
where they would take a one subject per episode and dissect that to the nth degree.
Can I tell you something now that we're so far removed from that episode? It sounded so boring.
I'm sure it did.
This one actually has really great reenactments over like while voiceover is going through. And I'm like, this is really cool because they're brutal in the reenactments.
Yeah, so. I mean, I don't know why I'm talking about Japanology again, but here we go. I mean, I talked about it last time I talked about it, where it's like I have a very specific brand of documentary that I like that reminds me of like in a nostalgic way, like doing nothing on a Saturday or a Sunday and like stumbling on the Discovery Channel and they have like the top 10 most exciting parks or top 10 exciting roller coasters or some shit like that, or
like the Watch Mojos of the world.
Yeah, before YouTube was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. It's like that kind of the like almost ASMR style of reporting where it's super mellow and
the David Attenborough.
Yeah. Today we are going to dissect the origin of.
Yeah, that's sleepy time for me. That reminds me of school. I don't know if I can.
Like that's part of why I like it because it is like very relaxing and mellow. Like I would nap to it. Like, that's the point. That's why I like it.
I guess, but like at that point, you're not retaining any of the information.
Well, you retain up to when you fall asleep.
Okay. All right, and then through osmosis,
and then you wake up, and it's like 2 episodes from there, and you're like, okay, I'll jump halfway into this one.
So I feel like I need to complete it. Like that's my whole thing. I was watching Raya and the Last Dragon last night, and I had to pause it because I'm like, I'm sleepy. I gotta. What are you looking at?
Nothing.
I thought you were looking behind the couch. What the fuck? All right.
You're okay. You're in a safe place.
Am I? Because you're looking at ghosts.
Take the wire. Take the wire. Put it around his neck.
Use that camera, man. Freak me out. Anyway. Wait. Hold on. Okay.
You'd stopped Raya?
I had stopped Raya because I was nodding off, and so I got myself something to wake me up. Because I don't want to like nod off and miss.
I mean, you're talking about a narrative thing, though.
But
I'm not gonna fall asleep.
It's the same thing with this documentary on Netflix, which I didn't think we would talk about for this long.
There
but
we go.
The way
always a question mark with this show, isn't it?
With the way that they kind of do on the Netflix documentary, it's more of a History Channel type of documentary, as opposed to whatever the
Discovery
fuck you were
Channel.
describing. Yeah,
It's the difference between the History Channel and the Discovery Channel.
so whichever you want to follow. Or
There
whatever.
are two people in the world: Discovery Channel people and History Channel.
Oh, there's
people.
definitely overlap. I guarantee you. It's a big overlap. The fucking, what are they called?
The Venn diagram.
Venn diagram is like, it's basically one circle. I've been out of school for too long. But that, yeah, we've basically watched the same stuff.
Yeah.
So, might as well dive into the news.
Okay, let's do it. Because
I blew it. I'm sorry. News.
Do you want to do that more with me not talking over you? So
Yeah.
like someone could,
okay. All right.
so
Hold
get
on.
that for a nice
Keeping all of
ringtone.
this in, I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. News.
You snap into the fucking mic.
No, not into the mic. That's on the side.
All right.
And it,
Doing a mic test in the middle of your jingle. All right, put your tap shoes away.
what is this episode?
Oh, it's something, all right.
I'm so thirsty. Hold on.
So I have retained a few news stories from over the last couple weeks, just because we've tried to do an episode or a couple times and just shit has gone terribly wrong. So in the interest of just being kind of all encompassing, I have some of the older stories along with some new stories. for
Okay.
this week.
All right. Fine.
So we'll start with the older stories.
Lightning round.
Oh. All right. So first up, we got an official release date for Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
And
To
me
April.
tails.
Yes, with tails. To April 8th of 2022.
Nice.
So almost a year.
Oh yeah, I'm sad. I forgot. I thought it was this year, but I just got reminded again.
Sorry.
There's a lot of great movies that are coming out this year to where I'll be excited throughout.
Yes.
But
You'll have to wait just a little bit longer to see your favorite shoes.
my favorite two-tailed fox.
Oh man, are the shoes getting kicked to the curb?
Two-tailed tails.
Yeah,
tails
I know.
he doesn't have shoes on his tails.
Yeah, I'm aware, but usually you're so obsessed with Sonic's shoes.
No,
Now you just don't give a shit.
No, I want to move past it. What are you
Oh gosh.
What are you talking about?
Don't meet your heroes.
I was never your hero.
You could be my hero, baby.
Oh, when are we getting Armageddon 2? Oh, wait.
It's a different song.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Armageddon's I don't want to close my eyes. Oh, we're getting flagged so hard.
No, we're not. That's definitely no one is ever going to want to claim that as their song.
Aren't they? This angelic.
No, you need to
voice?
have more than like 4 seconds of the song
Okay.
to get claimed.
All right. Well, let's.
I know.
You know from experience. Yes.
Yeah.
When you tried to sing "Never-Ending Story" for 2 minutes on an intro of the podcast, it got
We don't have to talk about that episode.
Uh,
You can check it out here on our YouTube channel, or if you're listening to us on whatever audio platform. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
So go move
It's a
on.
weird non sequitur, but sure.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that the audio listeners didn't feel left out.
Sure, yes.
Even though you should be watching us on YouTube because there's great visual content.
Especially now.
Like I'm supposed to flip a card or something.
You like
Get out of here.
oh you
Face.
you little scamp. You.
Pot to the hand. Go back to the news. We got so many news stories.
I'm trying. You're like doing weird hand stuff. Stop doing hand stuff under the table. Next up, we
My hands are
have
here,
some casting news for the Last of Us HBO series.
So excited.
Yes, very excited. Bella Ramsey has been cast as Ellie, and Pedro Pascal, apparently the universe's father, has been cast as Joel.
Another escort mission for good old Pascal.
He will be all of our dads at one point.
Well, no, what's more specific is that he's playing, yes, a father figure, but he's always escorting one younger child character to another location, except for Wonder Woman 1984.
Well, and Game of Thrones.
I mean, he was a father, but his whole family was slaughtered.
He wasn't escorting anyone anywhere.
Actually, technically, he was, in a way.
Yeah, they were escorting each other everywhere.
Okay, well.
Not to split hairs too much.
For like half of one episode of Game of Thrones season 4.
Spoilers.
Spoilers that 2 characters were walking next to each other
Yeah.
from a show that ended years ago.
Yeah, that's a spoiler. Watermelon's tasty.
Are you having a stroke?
No. I don't, you know, if you know, you know, but, you know, watermelon. Or an egg.
Am I in a weird universe that, like, what's happening? Are chairs people? What's...
Southern Koreans people. Moving on. Adam Wingard is officially developing a sequel to Face Off.
Oh, cool. The guy that directed Death Note?
Yeah. But he did... That was Skull Island, right?
No.
No?
That was the guy who's directing the Metal Gear Solid movie.
Hold on. I'm going to look this up.
It is. Adam Wingard
No, I trust you. I'm trying to think of his name.
Oh, no, I'm blanking too. I know he has a long name. Longer.
Jordan Voight Roberts.
Thank you. Jordan Voight Roberts.
It's nothing like Adam Wingard.
No. Adam Wingard has done several independent horror films, and then he did... I feel like he did do a Godzilla movie.
Let's look. Let's do a little look-see here.
Yay, we get to deep dive into Adam Wingard's filmography.
Oh, boy.
He's no Steven Spielberg.
I mean, depends on which part of his career you look at. Is it Warhorse?
Adam Wingard didn't direct Warhorse.
No,
I know.
Son of a bitch. God, I wish you weren't here. You tricked me.
Go back to 2 weeks. Go back remote.
Yes.
Let's regress.
You're next.
Oh, the movie. I was like,
no,
I don't have anything to add.
You are next.
You're the one with the sheet mask
Yes.
as the poster.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good movie. I like it.
It was fine. 30 minutes were fan-fucking-tastic. Or last 30 minutes were fan-fucking-tastic.
Just 30 minutes of it.
I mean, yeah, 30 minutes of it were fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah.
It's the last 30 minutes. But
Yeah.
amazing. Up until that point, could have
Okay.
done without it.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Did he direct the Blair Witch movie?
He did do Blair Witch, the newest Blair Witch, VHS, Horrible Way to Die, Death Note, The Guest, and Godzilla vs. Kong.
So he's directing the latest film.
Yes.
I knew he was involved in one of them. So it's this most recent one.
That must have been why I was making the Skull Island connection. I just didn't realize it was the new movie.
Hey guys, we had a dumb moment here. Let's just put a pause and calling us names and appreciate us.
Oh no, you can call us names.
Well, don't call me
by
names.
our names.
I'm fragile.
God.
Yeah, call us by our names,
Be
like
respectful.
the movie starring the Hammer guy, the guy that eats people.
Yes.
Fuck that guy.
All right, moving on. We have the official Red Band trailer for the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Get over here.
Get over here.
No, get over here.
Is that get okay? Oh God.
Get over here. I hate this.
This is why we did this, so we could do all the pantomime humor.
We literally. Listen again. If you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, stop, pull the car over, and then pull it up on YouTube on the side of the highway and just watch the whole thing.
Get home. You know, I'd rather you watch it in the comfort of your home.
Man, you can do it on the side of the road. No, do it. No, for legal reasons, don't do it in an unsafe manner.
My
obviously.
lawyers are informing me that I.
I'm sorry. What's that? Yeah, no, we can't do that. We can't say that. So legally, yeah, obviously.
Did the get over here in the trailer bother you?
No.
Okay, it didn't either to me. It sounds different. It doesn't. For those who don't know, Ed Boon has done the Scorpion voice for all the Mortal Kombat games, and anytime, even in the older movies or TV shows or anything like that, he's always been the one to do that line.
So it's been kind of consistent for decades.
Yeah. So people in the fighting game community, not to do a tangent on a video,
the old
game,
FGC,
are having a little bit of a conniption about that line.
Conniption is being nice.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, like, I get it. I get it from the point of, like, a super fan. Like, if it's something you really like, then...
Does this movie not give you everything that you didn't get from the previous two Mortal Kombat movies directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, who also directed who also directed Monster Hunter, which we should not talk about, but I did see.
Okay, just a slight tangent here. Have you seen the Monster Hunter apologists out there? They're coming
for the movie.
Yeah, for the movie. Yeah.
Like they're saying, "Yeah, it's
a
really
good movie."
It was not shit, but like, why is Ron Perlman in here? Why is
that's your takeaway? Why Ron Perlman?
He surprised me. Like I forgot he was in the movie, and then he shows up in the beginning and the very end, and you're like, oh, spoilers. What the fuck are you doing in here, man? I thought it was Tony John Mila Jovovich, and that was it. Whose character's name is Hunter? Like, and there are monsters.
Monsters.
Yeah, and so he's Monster Hunter. It's not Mila Jovovich. It's Tony
Paul
John.
W.S. Anderson.
Anyway, Mortal Kombat looks good, and if you're being a big old fucking baby about a line being said by the actor themselves instead of being dubbed over by a man who, like, he's creatively involved in this movie.
He is, yeah.
So
he
like
had to sign off on everything.
He let this happen. So if you're gonna be mad at the guy who gives you the very thing that you so very obviously crave.
Who made the property?
Yeah. That's like being pissed off that Stan Lee shows up in a cameo of a movie that is based off of a comic book that he wrote.
That he didn't write.
Or that he didn't write.
That
he did write.
He did write, yeah.
If you, like this is the thing that you want. If you want good adaptations of video game content, book content, any adaptation into a movie form, you want to have the original creator involved to sign off on all of the good creative decisions. Granted, it's not always a one-to-one that's going to be a good adaptation.
Well, and like, just because someone involved, or someone from the original creative team is involved, doesn't necessarily mean they have free reign, or like
total creative control.
Yeah,
right. So it's just like with Neil Druckmann in the Last of Us TV series. Like, the reason why people are super excited is because not only is he involved, he's like directly overseeing particular parts of the adaptation. So that's why people are excited. It's not just because, Naughty Dog signed off the checks and said, all right, go make me $1 bajillion with this TV show.
TV show, please.
Make sure to cast the Mandalorian. That's not what they said.
Hey, have you heard about this Mandalorian show? It's pretty big.
Should put Baby Yoda in Last of Us.
What's that Baby Yoda up to?
That's Baby Yoda. That's my Baby Yoda impression.
No, I want that future. I want the future. I want the future where someone is so disconnected from reality, like a studio executive is so disconnected from reality that they look at Mandalorian and go, "Let's get the Baby Yoda puppet." For this sitcom or something.
It's like a reboot of Seinfeld, but it's only Baby Yoda.
Get Baby Yoda for the Frasier reboot.
We're going to talk about that in a second. You didn't prep me for that because I have the song cocked into my head. Wait, cocked and loaded and ready in my head. Fuck.
Freudian slip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Mortal Kombat looks silly. There's something that we kind of talked about this a little while back when it first dropped. This has been a couple weeks. There's something about it that feels off to me, but I can't pinpoint it. Like, I couldn't actually tell you what feels off about the movie. Maybe it's just trepidation. Like,
it's because you've had two really good examples of what not to do with a Mortal Kombat movie.
Fuck you. We've had two great examples of what to do with Mortal Kombat.
Well, and then there was the web series too, which was originally what this newest film was going to be creatively led by. Was Dan Trachtenberg, I think.
I believe so. Yes.
Who I think did that web series. I could be wrong.
Just for clarification, no, I do not think Annihilation is actually a good movie.
Okay, yeah, he was being sarcastic.
First Mortal Kombat, I think you can actually, there's stuff you can salvage and enjoy from that. I do.
And then you get to the Goro scene.
Yeah. Well, get punched in the balls, man.
Yeah, but it's the fact that they do like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like a man in a bodysuit.
Great, I love that shit.
With the eyes and stuff. Yeah. It's very robotic and it's very weird. And there's Goro in this new one.
He is, yeah. They pull out all the stops for the cast. They do have the kind of stand-in character.
Okay, can we? We're after what I say. Let's just move past it because I don't think we have anything else to add. Cole Young. For the people who are mad that there's a character they don't recognize apparently in the Mortal Kombat movie, hey, guess what? I can tell you who he is. Little internet scoop for you here. He's the lead-in for the audience.
Yeah.
He's the main character who's like, what's going on? I don't know what's... Mortal Kombat?
I mean, it's your Hunter from Monster Hunter, right?
Yeah.
It's your Mila Jovovich.
No. You had it backwards. There's literally only 4 characters in the movie, and you fucked up 2 of them. Anyway. Cole Young, who's portrayed by... Look up the character. He's a famous martial artist.
You're just doing like, no.
No, this was points at the phone.
It's like Jurassic Park. You didn't say the magic word.
Hey, we're back to Seinfeld.
It always comes back to
Newman.
Seinfeld.
But yeah, Cole Young is a new introductory character, and the people theorizing that he's going to secretly be Liu Kang because Liu Kang wasn't in the... Or no, Liu Kang wasn't in it. He is in the trailer. Sorry, I mean...
Kung Lao's in there too.
No, that he is the other Sub-Zero, the brother Sub-Zero, which is a possibility,
I guess.
or that he's a noob or whatever. Which I don't think they would have noob in the movie. He has a weird backstory. No, sorry, Noob is the original Sub-Zero. We're getting too much into video games. That's not what this is. Listen, are we both excited for the movie? Are you going to watch it? Day and date?
I don't necessarily say I'm excited, but I will watch it.
It looks exciting to me. I thrive on kung fu movies. I think that's another part of why Raya resonated so well with me, is because the action choreography in that movie was like really engaging.
Yeah, I mean it was great. Yeah, I think my only trepidation is just by virtue of it's a video game movie.
Yeah.
How many good ones of those have we had?
We've had, for me, 2 in the last 2 or 3 years. And we just talked about Monster Hunter. It's not one of them. That's not one of them. I think Detective Pikachu and Sonic the Hedgehog were both consistently good from start to finish.
Yeah, I will say with Detective Pikachu, though, I was actually just talking to Casey about this the other night. It doesn't really feel like a movie we rewatch anytime soon.
No.
Maybe in like 5 years.
You know what's messed up is like the big twist at the end is something that everyone in the audience guessed 5 minutes into the movie. And I think that takes the wind out of your sails. Yeah. It's like the big revelation / payoff to the end of the movie is like, who is Detective Pikachu and why is he tied to the kid from Jurassic World?
So,
I'm never going to remember actors' names. I'm just going to tie them to their roles, which is probably not great.
So, Cole Young is played by fucking scroll.
Yeah, I'm watching you struggle with your phone.
Scrolling. Louis Tan.
Louis Tan.
He was in Deadpool 2. He played Shatterstar.
Oh yeah, he.
And then you watched Wu Assassins, correct?
I did. Yes.
Yeah, he was in that and Into the Badlands,
which also stars Tony Jaa. Yeah. Nope. That's Iko Uwe. Click on Wu Assassins for me. Help me! I look like an asshole. Hold on.
Yeah,
it's Iko Uwe from The Raid. Fuck. I love Iko Uwe and Tony Jaa, and I guarantee you I'm butchering both of their names, but they're great martial artists, and they're watch all of their movies. They're great. Yeah, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. We'll see.
Excited. Go play Mortal Kombat 11. Aftermath.
Or just play Mortal Kombat X, because 11 has issues. Anyway, it's not a video game podcast. Stop.
Yeah, sorry. Don't watch the Paul W.S. Anderson movies is another takeaway.
That's a big takeaway. I'll co-sign that. Moving on.
Shall die.
The filming rights for Jessica Jones and Punisher have finally reverted back to Marvel.
So that's the final 2.
Yes.
Did Iron Fist revert? This is research you should have done, sir.
I should have. I believe so. So
that we've got back Daredevil, Jessica Jones. I know we have Luke Cage. I remember that. I don't know about Iron Fist. Punisher and Ghost Rider. So that's exciting.
I'm actually not seeing...
Oh, we'll talk about Ghost Rider. Oh, we didn't talk about Ghost Rider. So I didn't finish Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I actually stopped about a season short.
I stopped in the first episode.
So, WandaVision, the book that Agatha had, The Darkhold, has been...
in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Been in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Runaways.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
And, well, technically the last person to have the Darkhold before it showed up in WandaVision was Ghost Rider, who was taking it into the Hell Dimension to hide it. And then the actor who plays Ghost Rider tweeted out, actually today, I think, saying, well, maybe under my mattress wasn't the best place to hide the Darkhold. And I thought that was great.
That is good. That's good.
Go watch the season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that had Ghost Rider. That was a good season. That was good, far better than the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider. Ugh. Don't watch those.
Yeah.
This is a podcast where we tell you what movies not to watch.
In a situation much like the original Mortal Kombat movies, I will say the first Ghost Rider movie I think is not good, but silly enough to be entertaining.
It was it was literally the year before Iron Man, and so they were getting so close to making like a decent comic book movie.
Yeah.
But then you have Wes Bentley and his character.
Ghost Rider 2, or I think that's
Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. Yeah.
Oof, that was a rough one.
Well, to be fair, the creative team behind that movie was the same people who did Crank and Gamer.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I
can't tell if Iron Fist is reverted
well,
back. But
you're good for nothing.
I believe that all of them are back.
Okay.
So.
Guess who's back? Back again. Defenders are back.
I mean, we are skirting the line literally every time we do any sort of sing-song bit.
All right. Well, it's going to happen at least once more. So sorry for your ears.
Sorry, just doing a quick check. Okay.
Yeah.
So next up, the official title for the next Tom Holland Spider-Man movie has been officially revealed.
Yes, and you have some thoughts on this.
Oh, I do have not so much thoughts of the title's fine. It's what was it? No Way Home.
Yes, you had to look.
I did have to look. It can obviously continuing the home,
It's the home trilogy. Yeah, we no longer have to call it Spider-Man 3.
Oh my god. I was this close to having another fucking rage fit if we went another month without having an actual title for this fucking movie. Now people can stop writing articles about Spider-Man 3. Okay, contextually, I know which Spider-Man movie you're referring to when you write Spider-Man 3. I still don't like it. It's lazy. I've been on the earth long enough to remember Spider-Man 3. So it pisses me off when I see Spider-Man 3. I did a whole bit earlier in this episode about how people should just not get pissed off at things. Fuck that. This pisses me off. But now it's over. It's fixed. We can just call it by the name.
What if the movie's shit?
Oh, I don't care. What do I care? The whole thing is the naming convention.
I guess, yeah. So it's the Spider-Man home trilogy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But up till now, people were just at Spider-Man 3. It's not Spider-Man 3.
No, but they should have called it the home trilogy because they should have saw the trend.
The third Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland, or the third Tom Holland.
Some people did do that. They said Spider-Man, Tom Holland.
Most people did Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, but it's that's a loaded. You got to reach a certain word count, but you also don't want to cheat.
If anything, if you get paid by the word, you want more words in there.
That's true. Well.
And for clarity's sake, if your editor comes back and is like, why don't I just put Spider-Man 3, you can be all like, you fucking rube. Spider-Man 3 already exists with one Tobey Maguire and Sir James Franco.
Oh, I thought you had more to add.
No, that was it. And then your boss...
and James Franco, comma.
And then your boss goes, okay, you fucking weirdo. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, so... With WandaVision being done and with it being tied to Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, thank you, not Mountains of Madness. Fuck. And knowing that not only is Wanda showing up in Doctor Strange 2, but Doctor Strange is showing up in Spider-Man
No Way Home.
I almost said 3. This is going to be a real fight. Like an actual fight, not planned.
I will smack you, except I won't, because physical violence is bad.
Sure.
Kids.
But I mean monster trucks on Sunday. Every Sunday.
Yes,
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, thank you. So we can kind of get a timeline of events, especially with the release dates of each particular movie or show, and kind of get a familiar idea as to where it might be going. And yes, this is leading into us theorizing, just like all of the people that were disappointed with WandaVision. It shouldn't have been.
Well, I don't think your gripe is with theorizing. It's gripe with theorizing and then not getting what you wanted.
Right, being upset
really
because your expectations were underwhelmed.
Yeah.
I get that.
Just different. People get mad when their expectations are different, or the reality is different from expectations.
But you shouldn't be, because what did you lose?
Exactly.
Anyway, I'm excited for where the whole MCU is going, and I really think that's Wanda, or the Scarlet Witch. I don't know why I did that.
I don't know either.
Witch. Is definitely the center of Phase 4.
Yeah,
which is very interesting to see where it goes from there. I don't have anything else to add. I think everyone else has pretty much guessed or theorized exactly what I'm guessing. The Skrulls are involved, and there's a possibility that House of M storyline is involved.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of it is going to be kind of like we talked before, where it's similar to storylines that have already been told in book form.
Because they take it as inspiration and then kind of maneuver it into making it make sense in the MCU.
Yeah, exactly.
So instead of no more mutants, because the mutants don't exist yet in the MCU, it's probably going to be like, no more white people. And it's going to and then you got... I'm so lost. It was a bad joke. There is a specific, very famous panel of the House of M storyline where Wanda gets rid of nearly all mutants, and she says it by saying "no more mutants," and then blinks or snaps her fingers. Probably not snaps her fingers. And then they just disappear, and that's how that storyline kind of progresses. So I was just making a reference to that.
Okay.
We'll pull up a picture or something.
Sure.
Or you could pull up a picture.
Otherwise, it was just like a really weird tangent. Like, oh, okay.
No, it's not like me just like getting out there and like, no more white people.
I mean, historically, it's not been great. So
yeah.
Moving on.
Please move on. We're treading a line.
Loki has a release date. It has been pushed a little bit back from its previous release date of May to now it is June 11th. So not too far off still, though.
No, but with the schedule that we had with WandaVision, 9 episodes, and now we have like a week break before Falcon and Winter Soldier starts next week. And then
by the time that's over, it'll lead into... I think it'll actually overlap a little bit.
With what?
With Loki.
Are you sure? Because
it'll actually... Yeah, it's only 6 episodes, so... It'll end, and so we'll have like a little bit of a break.
Like, I think only 2 weeks or so.
Yeah. Maybe like a month.
Oh, a whole month. Oh, I'm okay with that. Yeah. That's where I was kind of going. I think I was doing the math right. Math and calendars and that's all Excel spreadsheets. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to be involved in any of that.
Do you know how to do a VLOOKUP?
What?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
That's for all you Excel users out there. I know you're there.
I think I literally heard a whole bunch of people clicking away from the video. We lost them about 5 minutes in. Unless they stuck around because they're expecting more Steve Austin, Jackie Chan fight.
Oh, fuck. I'll do a whole podcast of that. I'll do fantasy booking for 90s wrestlers and legendary kung fu action
Please?
stars.
Like Sammo Hung versus Sting?
Absolutely, yes. Scorpion Death Drop. Oh, God.
How can he pick up Sammo? How is that possible? He's so strong.
This has mileage.
It does. It's so sad.
Oh, man. Moving on. Another release date. The animated Star Wars The Bad Batch, which is a spinoff of the Clone Wars animated show, has been confirmed for a May 4th release date, which is, as most would know, Star Wars Day.
Yes. So, May the 4th be with you.
Yes.
May the 4th be with you.
And, okay. Like, May the 4th be with you. That's cute and all.
Okay,
do all the offshoots kind of annoy you?
Yeah.
Like Revenge of the 5th. Why? Why even? No, nobody. Sit down.
It depends on what happens. I mean, technically it's Cinco de Mayo. So, how about can we just celebrate Cinco de Mayo and not take that away? Star Wars fans? Star Wars fans. Take it away holidays.
Oh, God. For stupid other holidays that don't exist.
Oh my gosh, my cheeks hurt. I'm sorry I hit the microphone.
Star Wars fans need to chill out a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of the people, and this is for people who have caught up to Clone Wars, have watched the final season, because these are characters that are introduced in the latest season of Clone Wars.
Yeah, and Palpatine's clearly in Bad Batch, and
if you watch the trailer.
We kind of did a trailer breakdown back at the Investor Day video that I did.
Yes.
But yeah, he's in there, and all that. You have your clone army, and there's some stormtroopers in there too. So yeah, it's a little fuzzy exactly on what the timeline is, but clearly some of it will be taking place, if not the majority of it will be taking place post Clone Wars.
I need to watch the trailer.
You need to watch the trailer.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've seen it. So
it's a trailer. It's one of the trailers that is like a tone trailer.
Yeah,
where there's not really a whole lot.
You get shots
there. Yeah, it's just like shots, but it looks good.
Yeah, and it's coming out soon.
Yep.
May the 4th is. I almost forgot.
May 4th
is right around the corner. So
yeah,
man, Disney Plus is really like. It's actually worth it to have Disney Plus year round.
Yeah,
Can we say that? Like,
I mean, I think it.
I mean, like, okay, so when it first came out, we had Mandalorian, and then as soon as that was over, I canceled it, and I didn't use it.
I mean, a lot of people did.
And then it came back, and I
Mandalorian.
Yeah, and then I came back and restarted it, and I've had it ever since because there's always a new thing that's interesting to watch.
I mean, we talked a little bit about this before, I'm sure, but it just makes sense to strategize your release schedule that way, where because we've had the discussion of like, well, what's to stop people from just signing up for one season of Mandalorian or the second season of Mandalorian, and as soon as that's done, canceling it. And it turns out, surprise, surprise, there's a big cross-section of people who watch both Star Wars and Marvel.
Yeah.
I know, shocking. So now when you stagger your shows like that, it's almost... You gotta respect the hustle, right? Like, you want to cancel? Really? You want to cancel? Are you sure?
Kathleen Kennedy is like knocking on your door, like, "Hey, what the? Hey, look at Flora and Ulysses. Look at that squirrel. Look at Clifford the Big Red Dog. I think is a thing that's coming to Disney Plus. The movie,
yes.
Or is that straight to theater? That's theaters, and then
that is theater,
or it will be Disney Plus. You get what I mean? Like, you want to watch old episodes of the Muppet Show? We got them.
Hell yeah, I do.
Well, there you go. That's
I mean, like they're slowly building their back catalog of stuff, and then they're doing original content, quite a bit of original content actually.
Good. So much Star Wars.
So much Marvel.
Just rewatch, and rewatch the Disney Investors Day. It's them not only telling their investors but the public, like, look at all this stuff. Like, keep your subscription; it's worth it. Trust us. Yeah.
And they're kind of holding you hostage almost. Just like, if you cancel now, though, you're going to miss out on... And
you're going to lose the thread on not only the new Star Wars universe that happens after Rise of Skywalker, that movie you don't like, and the Infinity War saga, so... Kind of SOL. You kind of owe us money forever now.
Yeah, forever.
Forever now.
So, moving on from that... we got quite a big story for Paramount Plus. So some news has come out about...
Which was CBS All Access.
It was CBS All Access. It has recently transitioned to the Paramount Plus because literally every streaming service has to have a plus now. Like, that's just the naming convention we are going with.
HBO Now Plus.
HBO Now Max Plus.
Yeah.
Plus Max.
Oh, why did I say HBO Now? It's HBO Max Plus. Whatever. HBO Go. Yeah. There, I covered all of them.
So going forward, movies including Mission Impossible 7 and A Quiet Place 2 will be transitioning to Paramount Plus 45 days after their initial theatrical release.
So I'm glad that we're covering this because this is a discussion we've had multiple times. Oh, look, I'm turning to you. This is... listen, we should talk. It's a weird angle.
I just at the pit of my stomach.
So we've talked about it multiple times about, like, with the COVID-19 pandemic, what are movie theaters going to do? And in this case, what are movie studios going to do? And we knew that they were probably going to pivot to movie streaming platforms, like the ones that they have for their studio or their subsidiaries that own that studio,
Yeah,
like with Disney and all
you
that
have
stuff.
had a lot of holdouts, and obviously even
Overlap.
Paramount has been holding out on quite a few movies for a long time because they want to hit that theatrical release.
Right.
So we've throughout this whole process kind of seen like different variations of like what works,
Premiere
what
access,
yeah.
or only theaters, or only
VOD,
digital platforms.
Yeah, and it's just like pros and cons to everything. But essentially, what we can say for sure is that at the moment, just straight up theatrical release is
Not working.
Not working.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's this is an interesting, I think, kind of compromise between something like Premiere Access, where it is on streaming, but to recoup the cost of the theater ticket, you charge money to have access to it on the streaming site.
Right.
You're basically still paying the price of a movie ticket just at home. But with the positive of that is that you can get it the same day it releases.
This is the Paramount Plus?
No. I'm just saying,
okay,
like
sorry.
that's the setup for Premiere Access,
Right,
right?
for Disney Plus.
Pro is you get it same day of release.
Mhm.
You can watch it, no problem. You just gotta pay for access. With this, it's kind of splitting the difference, right? You have your initial theater release, and then a little over a month out, then it just drops on streaming for no additional cost.
The only thing people are losing by waiting for it to show up on Paramount Plus, and yet they're paying for Paramount Plus, but is FOMO and
Right, exactly.
literally water cooler moments. Like imagine if you were
Scrolling on Twitter.
Yeah. You basically have to turn off the internet for a month and a half, and that's the price you pay.
And that might actually be good for you. Hey, watch our podcast on the internet.
Yes, please. What the fuck are you doing, man? I'm telling everybody to watch it both on YouTube and audio platforms. Anyway, I think for this, and luckily they don't, I don't think, unless you're people like me who absolutely want to watch Mission Impossible like in a theater, if possible, get vaccinated. It's just,
Or if you already are vaccinated and it's been a long enough time to where, because, hey, spoiler alert, it's not immediate, that vaccination.
Wait.
Hold up. Don't
still wear a mask.
Go from the place where you get your second shot, and then immediately go to like a rave.
Kick your grandma's door down and punch her in the face.
Yeah, don't do that.
Again, not legally. I say don't do that.
Hold on, real quick. Alexa, turn on Living Room 2. There we go.
Perfect.
Got a little dark.
Yeah.
We had a bit of a prolonged setup time because we're not used to setting up in person anymore, so it's getting darker.
Yeah.
Earlier into the episode than we're used to. But you were a little dark over there. It was like you were speaking from the
It's me from the shadows.
That definitely peaked. We could probably cut out this part.
Yeah.
We'll edit it out.
It'll
just look weird because it goes from me being dark to
like,
being fully bright. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Fuck, I did it again. It's just my brain's not working.
It's alright. It's whatever. Just find a point.
Oh, yeah. So with Paramount Plus, doing the 45-day after theatrical release, we also can look at the fact that most theater sales drop off after the first week or two.
Yes.
It's a very upfront sort of, unless you have like kind of a smaller movie that gets a lot of word of mouth. Most of your income or profit rather is seen in the first week of release.
Right.
That's when you have your influx of people
right
up front. And then second week could be pretty big too. And then usually, unless you're like a big movie like Avatar or Endgame, that just like consistently ranks high week to week to week for like 3 months straight.
And if it has rewatchability, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Then you'll see kind of a trickling of profit. That's why you have kind of such succinct drop-offs in like box office numbers.
And that's why this is such a good compromise, is that's enough of a time and gap in between theatrical release and home release that I'm surprised people have not done this like pre-pandemic.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's a whole thing too, because then you get into the weeds of like streaming distribution rights and whether or not. I mean, now if you're a studio, you probably have your own streaming service anyway, so
right.
that's not even much of a thing anymore. But take into account like Blu-ray sales and stuff like that. It's a whole thing.
Well, I think everyone post-pandemic, let's say pandemic ends in December, which fingers crossed everybody it's sooner. Yeah. But let's say, we're in a post-pandemic world, everyone's back to normal. Everyone's not wearing masks anymore and everyone feels safe. Physical media is a thing of the past now, right?
I think it depends on who you ask. I think it's still a thing. And this is also a very topical conversation for video games as well.
Yeah.
Because you have the pull and tug between digital media and physical media and the pros and cons of both. I don't think we are quite done with physical media yet.
I think there's always going to be holdouts. There's going to be people who collect.
Well, and I think with movies, I know Blu-ray sales have taken quite a dip in the last few years, like the last 3 years. It's been steadily declining, just with the advent or more availability of streaming services as a whole and being able to get basically whatever you want to watch on a service somewhere without it taking up space. You know? But yeah, you do have the collectors, or you do have the proponents of physical media. Myself, I am a proponent of physical media generally.
Get out of here.
I just stuck in my ways. I'm an old man. I'm an old angry man shaking his fist at the clouds. That being said, I haven't bought a Blu-ray, I think, in like 3 or 4 years. It's been a long time. And if I do buy another Blu-ray, it's going to be something that
you want to rewatch over and over and over and over.
I remember the last Blu-ray I bought. The last Blu-ray I bought was the collector's steelbook edition of Into the Spider-Verse.
That's a good purchase.
Yeah,
that's a movie you're going to be watching over and over again. Right.
I like the pretty case.
Okay. Well, steelbooks are always fun.
Yeah. Even though their shape kind of throws off the shelf space. It's weird.
It's not the same size as the DVD case, is it?
But that's kind of like my point, right? Like the thing I bought, the last Blu-ray I bought, wasn't even just like I like this movie when I
you didn't buy the DVD of Cop Out and go,
I didn't watch Cop Out, so I definitely wouldn't buy the DVD.
I'm just saying, like, as an example, you didn't buy a movie that you saw in theaters and you're like, that was a pretty good movie. I laughed out loud. Yeah. And then you were like, I might watch it later at home.
I do still have like a bunch of Blu-rays, that we have a little dresser in the bedroom that has all of our Blu-rays in them, and I, of course, categorize them in a very strange manner because I'm a weirdo who has problems.
I'm a nerd. I ain't alphabetized them.
I think that's a very nice way of putting it. It's not because I like anything in particular about the way my system works, but it's because my brain is wired in a way where it has to work.
That's fair. I'm not judging you.
It cannot not work that way.
I'm pretty sure it's a hate crime if I judge you for this. So,
but anyway, so. Yeah, streaming obviously is at this point kind of the de facto, maybe not de facto, but main source of consumption for most people, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll ever get to a point where physical media is phased out entirely. We're just going to see smaller shipments, smaller orders, limited runs, smaller prints, that kind of thing.
And that'll drive up the market too.
Right.
But I'm glad that there's this option for Paramount's content.
Yes.
So that's fun. That's exciting.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to. There's going to be some movies I want to watch in theaters and some I want to rather watch at home. I don't want to risk my life watching. What was one of them?
The ones that are on here are Mission Impossible 7, Quiet Place 2, Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, I don't want to risk my life for Beavis and Butthead watching that in theaters.
Workaholics.
Again.
Paranormal, new Paranormal Activity. Oh my God, Paranormal Activity movie.
No thanks.
And a new Pet Cemetery. You know they were making another Pet Cemetery?
The movie just got rebooted 2 years ago.
Pet Cemetery 2.
I mean, there was a Pet Cemetery 2.
Let's see.
Movie.
Pause in the actor. Oh, man. Hold on.
Are you trying to actually remember?
I can workshop this. No.
You're making it up. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. A Telltale Heart. Oh, fuck. That's money right there. Paramount, you're welcome.
Zach, we have time for one more news story and then we gotta end the podcast.
Okay, let's see.
You suck.
Yeah, we went a little long here. Actually, we didn't do that bad, now that I'm looking at it. Real quick, because I know that you have a skin in the game for this one.
Yeah.
Paramount Plus is also doing a Frasier reboot.
Hey baby, I see the blues are calling. Tossed out is the scrambled eggs. Baby, I booed. Dun, dun, dun. Because I memorized the first 2 lines of the song. Just fucking move on. That was not nearly as satisfying as I wanted it to be an hour and a half ago.
I'm very sorry. Oh god, that trailer for Luca has started. Luca trailer dropped.
Yeah, that looks interesting. It didn't interest me as much as Raya though. So I don't know if I will.
I mean, it looks more of like a coming-of-age movie than Raya was.
It's weird. It looks more DreamWorks style.
Oh, I don't get that feeling.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, well,
I think what I got from it is like you have a very countryside, picturesque setting.
It's a different art style.
Yeah.
For most Disney movies.
To me, the feeling I primarily get from it is like Ghibli-esque.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's not like, countryside. It's still kind of like
but
a
it's
town
Italian
area.
countryside.
Yeah.
Vistas, villas,
exactly.
spaghetti.
Two more real quick and we're done. First, we were talking about Quiet Place 2. That release date has actually been moved up to May 28th of 2021.
Wait, which is this?
This is Quiet Place 2.
Quiet Place 2. I thought you said Spider-Verse 2. I was like, what?
Oh, no, God, I wish.
I know. You would just explode.
I would explode. So previously, Quiet Place Part 2 was going to drop on September 17th.
Yeah. Got pushed up.
Now it got pushed up to May 28th. That's not really a surprise at this point. Anytime a movie gets pushed up, non-pandemic times, we would kind of take that as a bad sign.
It's not.
But yeah, this movie's been done since.
It's been done for a while.
The
studio probably just wants to move on. I think they just are. They're turning it into a franchise, which is why they're doing it.
Not to go all conspiracy theory on it, but Biden administration has said that the vaccine rollout will be at 100% by May. I don't know if I believe that, but
you think that's Hollywood investing in the president's words?
I think that they're. Well, I mean, we saw it at the beginning with Trump too. Like saying this is we're gonna be done with this, like by Easter. That worked out.
I mean, not to make it more political, but like Hollywood listening to President Trump doesn't sound right.
No, I agree. What I'm saying is they kept pushing their release dates.
Oh, right. You're looking at it at the revert. Okay.
Yeah, as they kept on saying, this is when we'll be done. This is what we'll be done. So now that they have something like this again saying, hey, by May, we're looking at least 90%, 100% vaccination, that kind of thing. I think that's them trying to hedge their bets again. Whether or not it will be successful, I hope they're right.
It's soon.
It's one of the very few times that I'm hoping that a movie studio is right and hedging its bets.
Well, that's also interesting to me. Then why haven't they pushed up Black Widow then? Oh no, that is coming out in May. I'm sorry.
Different studio, and it is coming out in May.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's got literally the same fucking release date from the original release date, just a year later.
I'm dumb. I guess I've checked out for the podcast.
It's all right. We're last one, almost
done.
So
I gave him one.
Neil Blomkamp has said that he is now underway working on the script for District 10.
So this is one of those movies where they just add to the title.
Yes. Yeah.
And in universe, it'll probably make sense, but I just want to say this. Like, we don't need it.
We don't. I mean, District 9 works perfectly well on its own. I do like Neil Blomkamp, so I'll...
What were some of the other projects that he's made that you've enjoyed? Name one of them. I know them. I can tell you them.
He did, like, Elysium too, right?
He did Elysium.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Chappie.
Yeah.
Do you remember those movies?
I mean, Chappie was all right.
Was it?
It was all right. It was better than Elysium. What?
Is that you want to end the news on that?
I can find a different story to end on if you want.
No.
Did you,
Zach? If people wanted, no, Zach. If people wanted to contact us, if they wanted to leave voice messages, if they wanted to email in and give us all their questions, comments, and concerns about the podcast, where would they go?
They could email us at lightscameranonsense@gmail.com, or they can email us. You know what? No, you do it this time.
All right. Chappie was a bad movie at
I
lightscameranonsense.com.
didn't say it was good. I just said it was all right. Damn.
It's not good, and I blame Ninja.
All right.
Not the esports guy.
I blame Ninja too.
I'm
for a lot
Ninja
of
the rapper.
problems.
Ninja the rapper, who came first, by the way.
The rapper.
The rapper before the esports guy. I hate you.
This is your fault. You did it.
I know. Chappie was a bad movie at lightscameranonsense.com. Email in, and we'll read it aloud on the podcast and react to it and answer your questions.
We will.
It's true.
It's true.
Zach, one last thing before we end the podcast. We're changing a few things about how we are doing the podcast release.
Yes, we are indeed. So, this one, I think, yeah, it's going to be about the same time like that we're all used to. But going forward, we're actually going to start doing a weekly. We're going back to weekly.
We're going back to weekly. We're going to be seeing a lot more of each other.
Yes. So what that
chronologically wise, not like nudity wise.
Why not both?
I mean, email in.
Email in.
I'm willing to whore myself out for views.
Email your fanfics to
fanfics at lightscameranonsense.com.
Yeah. Shit.
I want it.
Yeah, so because we'll be going to a weekly schedule again, kind of reverting back to our old timeline, what we're actually probably going to end up doing is possibly shortening the episode runtime by about 30 minutes. So we'll be looking more like an hour runtime as opposed to an hour 30, but you'll be getting us every week.
Yeah. So for all of you people who think an hour and a half is far too long for any sort of media content for the people who like to watch movies, I'm going to leave that pause in there.
Let it sit there.
I just don't like the criticism that an hour and a half is too long. Come on,
I don't agree, but I'm probably a bad person to ask because I listen to 5-hour podcasts.
So instead of doing an hour and a half every 2 weeks, we're going to be giving you an hour-long podcast every week. So this is your fault.
Technically, more content that way, so...
If you really enjoy us, please make sure to leave a comment down below, or again, email in at questions@lightscameranonsense.com.
Indeed.
But other than that, I have an outro in almost a month, so just give me a second. This has been Lights Camera Nonsense, keeping you updated despite our best efforts. Make sure to tune in every week now for all the latest news, reviews, and what else, Zach?
How do you do?
Thanks for watching, and I just realized when we've been facing each other on the couch, we've been facing away from each other.
It's all right.
In the video.
We can move it around.
You sure?
No.
All right. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Pause everything. Stop it.
Oh, God.
Keep this in.